20-year-old Rachel Venniker has won 16 races since her first race ride on the 16th of June this year.
Every winner is a highlight. Nothing beats that feeling. But for me, every morning getting up and coming to work, you often feel, I'm tired, and you get on that first horse of the day and you think, what a nice job.
And it shows as she does things in style, having scored 3 doubles and a terrific treble on September the 13th.
Number 6 Hatterer 20 round the winner winner. Tapela Honey to take them on. Patronage Rachel Venniker will give him the confidence.
He's going to start charging you rent for the number 1 box. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Rachel Venniker, brilliant stuff.
It's certainly a dream that we've had for a long while, that we would be able to produce a young female jockey that would ride in her own right with the rest of the professional jockeys. So her achievements at this time are phenomenal and certainly gives us a lot of pride.
It was a bit of a struggle getting into the academy. I decided to finish school first, but that sort of 2-3 years while I was waiting, it was my dream, and that constant worry of whether it was all going to pan out, whether I was going to get in, was quite a low.
Rachel kept on knocking on our door, and we turned her down on 2 previous occasions. I was a little bit concerned about her weight at that point. And then the other thing is the difficulty that women have in breaking into this market. There were 3 trainers that came and said, please give her an opportunity. Mace Roberts, Garth Puller and Kevin Wright. And Rachel's proved me wrong.
It's unbelievable really, because I was very anti female riders really, because obviously it's a very dangerous sport. You wouldn't like to see anybody getting hurt out there because of the lack of strength, but she's adapted so well.
What's it like being a woman competing in this world?
For me, I've never found it much of an issue. The guys have always just treated me like another one of the boys. I act like another one of the boys. You've got to just have that extra little edge on you and make sure that you are coming across as tough as you really are, so that no one thinks they can take advantage.
It's a tough job and a tough life. Women are not naturally as strong as men, and in a sport where they compete alongside their male counterparts, it's possibly one of the reasons women have struggled to reach the top. Training techniques have improved, and with the extra fitness and strength women riders can build in the gym, the advantage men have is considered by some to have been eroded.
As a female, I'm a bit weaker, so I put in the hours in the gym. I do as much gym as I can, strength training, running, to get as fit as I can. But luckily with the horses, it seems it's more a technique than a physical strength.
Rachel, do you think your show jumping's actually benefited you as a jockey?
I definitely think it has. It's given me that further understanding of things, just like what leg a horse is on. Coming around the turn, they switch off onto the correct leg, and then as you come to the straight, you can balance them up and change them over. Same thing we do in the show jumping. Getting the contact with them, it's all actually quite similar, surprisingly. You can feel what a horse is doing, you understand their breathing, the rhythm, all of that. It's very important in a race, and it's all the show jumping kind of prepped me for that.
Jockeys are professional athletes, and for that they need to be both fit and athletic. Some are naturals, whilst others are not.
What are her strengths when it comes to race riding?
For me, her balance, she positions herself very well on a horse, and she's got nice hands. Probably a big plus also, is that she grasps everything very quickly. She loves riding, and she's the first one here with us and the last one to leave. She's so dedicated. Race riding is very physical, and so she's very fit. Usually you can see them, when they start, the knees start buckling and they start falling back in the saddle, and not with her.
How many do you ride in a morning?
I usually get to about 25. On a good morning, I can get to about 30. I'm running around.
She doesn't shy away from work. She's so passionate about the sport.
Rachel, what's been your best win to date?
My first Pinnacle Stakes I've ever ridden in, and I won it on solid gold, beating home 2 Grade 1 winning horses.
These are the type of horses Rachel Venniker will get the best out of.
I've got to say that was quite an incredible feeling.
Did the boys say anything to you?
No. Kept very quiet.
And tell me about your weight. Are you naturally 53.5?
No, definitely not. My weight is a struggle, and that was the biggest concern for me becoming a jockey, was the weight. Before I started racing, it naturally sat about 53. Now that I'm racing, I can feel I'm getting a little bit heavier, so I'm just having to work that bit harder, keep my weight down, exercise, eat the right things. It's quite a struggle to manage, but I've got to do it.
And this is your dream.
It really is. I mean, every day you wake up, you just feel so blessed being able to do it.
Do you think she's got a bright future?
Definitely. We've got to be sensible about it. The 4 kilos obviously is a big advantage, and she's using it very well. She's improving all the time. She rides a good race from the gates. She's sharp. My only question mark is, if she control the weight. Her weight might be the factor, because the weight's going to creep up and she could only ride 56, 57. It's going to be very difficult, but there's a bright future there. I can see it.